بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. It was said to Al-Imam Al-Hasan Al-Basri, "What is Al-Muru'ah, noble character?" He replied, أَلَّا تَطْمَعَ فَتَذِلْ وَلَا تَسْأَلَ فَتَقِلْ. To not be greedy and thus become humiliated, and to not ask and thus be belittled. Do not be greedy and thereby lower yourself. Do not ask, that is, in other than its place, and then be made small. The scholars said, greed for this world is the root of corruption. Al-Imam Al-Hasan Al-Basri radiyallahu anhu used to say, حُبُّ الدُّنْيَا رَأْسُ كُلِّ خَطِيئَةٍ. Loving the worldly life is the root of every sin. This is a foundational cause of spiritual ruin, that is, loving the dunya and being attached to it, having greed for wealth, greed for position and status, greed for leadership, greed for lusts, and greed for worldly pleasures. Whoever becomes amongst the people of greed will be humiliated, for he becomes a prisoner of this world, and he becomes a prisoner to his desires, shackled by the chains of greed, chains that prevent him from moving freely in obedience to Allah as he should. The pious people said, whoever desires honor should abandon the dunya, the worldly matters, and whoever desires humiliation should chase after it. لا تطمع فتذل ولا تسأل فتقل. Do not be greedy and thus become humiliated, and do not ask and thus be belittled. The pious people said, when one asks a person who is not worthy of being asked, they would be humiliated. Instead, one should say, missing my need is easier upon me than placing my request before one unworthy of it. This means that losing out on a need should be easier than asking someone who would humiliate you. They said, don't stand at a door asking someone who is not righteous, asking someone who is not generous, asking someone who is not noble, for he will humiliate you, and even if he gives you, he will do so while later reminding you of what he did for you. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, إِذَا سَأَلْتَ فَاسْأَلِ اللَّهِ وَإِذَا اسْتَعَنْتَ فَاسْتَعِنْ بِاللَّهِ. If you ask, then ask Allah, and if you seek help, then seek help from Allah. This means that what is better is to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah.